Hello and welcome back to the ACSC podcast. Both of us back again usual and now back to YouTube. Obviously last week, so this is episode 22 now. If you haven't seen episode 21 was out on Instagram. We've done another Instagram live. We try to mix it up every so often. We both like doing them and I think it gives a chance for you guys as viewers to get involved a bit and interact with us. Before we start the episode, I'll pass you over to the co-host Adil and he's got a few things to say as well.
Hi again, guys. Yeah, episode 22. Yeah, like Charles just mentioned there. Obviously, episode 21 was on Insta, so that might have not been on YouTube, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, like I said, but again as well for me as well, we are now back to I'm back to work as well. Charles has been back for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
So it's back to normal procedure, back to 9-5 and everything. And Charles back to his normal standings. He's back in his shirt that the team he supported once upon a time. He's back wearing that as well. So he's in his Tottenham Hotspur shirt. That, as promised, that we did say that the loser of the prediction, which is going to start again today, which is what the episode today is based on. But yeah, I mean, before we actually properly start, might look good on you, and I'd say up the Spurs. Yeah.
Well, definitely. Like I said to you, if you just replace the badge and a few of the colours, it's the Arsenal away shirt for this season.
So you like it? There you go.
No, it's shit. I don't even care about the PG stuff. I'm saying it now. But, you know what, I'll give you thank you and shout out to Monty, who I know ran the pub, for letting me borrow the shirt for today's episode. Like we said, I lost, fair play. I'll don the shirt for this episode.
Yeah. But this season, we're going to do it from game week 1 to 38, aren't we?
All the way through, and I'll tell you now, your car coming for you this time. I'll go through it again. But like Adil said, we'll start the predictions. Obviously, Premier League is back as of this weekend. We're filming on the Thursday. There's no game on the Friday, but Premier League back is obviously on Saturday. And we're just going to run through a few of our predictions. We're going to go through each game. We're going to predict the score, and we'll just do a little bit of a breakdown of why we've gone with that and what we think of their chances. So I'll kick it off with the first game on Saturday, the early kick-off. Fulham versus Arsenal. Fulham at home.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
So back up. So that's the first. I think that's lunchtime, 12:30 kickoff.
Kickoff. Yeah, I think it's on BT Sport, I believe.
Okay. I think interestingly as well, match day 1. I think all games are live.
Yes.
I believe so.
I think it's the whole way through September to the end.
Okay. I think even today was announced actually, so that'll be good stuff. But Arsenal, in a bit of a derby to start it off with. Again, obviously no fans, unfortunately yet. We do probably expect them. Fingers crossed. Obviously, I know we've had a bit of a setback with lockdown now, going back to 6 people instead of 30 you can meet. Fingers crossed that we can still have fans in the stadium very soon. But with this game, match day 1, Fulham have made a few good signings. I interestingly saw them sign Alphonse Areola from PSG.
I saw that and I was shocked by that.
Yeah, and there's an option to buy him permanently, which is really good.
Hell of a signing.
Yeah, and Arsenal obviously have done a few good bits as well. Obviously, you brought in Danny Tobias, who's now come back on another season. Willian. Who else have you? Obviously, you've got the centre backs as well. You've got Gabriel and also Saliba. Yeah, and obviously Aubameyang hasn't officially announced.
Well, I think let's break it on. It says he's recording on the Thursday. David Ornstein, who's a very, very reliable Arsenal source, tweeted this morning he's meant to sign a 3-year deal, making him the highest paid player over us with the club now. So
okay,
it's a bit of a signing to 10.
Yeah, and I think he'll be the difference. I think he obviously looked very good in the Community Shield against Liverpool. He's got that fantastic goal. He was just a nuisance. And he has been since really lockdown in the FA Cup semi-final and the final. And I think he's going to start where he left off. And I think Arsenal will win 2-0.
2-0?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2-0 Arsenal, yeah.
Going to go with 3-1 Arsenal.
Okay.
I think Fulham, no disrespect, I think Scott Parker is going to do a hell of a job with Fulham. I think there will be a good side.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have wrote them off already as favourites to go down, but
yeah,
he's not touching it. I wouldn't write them off completely. I think it would have been a game. I think the problem is not having the fans in the ground for a new team coming up.
Yeah,
that makes such a difference. And also I think we'll have, like you're saying, Aubameyang. I think we're gonna start to see a better Arsenal side. I think so. I think that's what I'm going.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. So you've gone 3-1 Arsenal there, have you?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, just to clarify as well, whilst you get the next one ready, 3 points for a correct bang-on result, 1 point for a correct score. So say, for example, Arsenal win 5-0, we both get a point each. If it's anything other than that, 0 points.
Exactly.
and that's how it works. Yeah. So the next game, Charles, I'll let you fire away.
Is still on a Saturday. It's the 3 o'clock kickoff, which is Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Palace at home in this game.
Okay, I believe there's a couple of Saturday games. I know the Liverpool are the 5:30 one, but which we'll get to.
Yeah.
This is a 3 p.m. one. So Crystal Palace, Southampton. Southampton, I was very impressed with. Back end of last season, I thought they turned it around. Well, actually the second half of the season.
Yeah.
So probably from January, they were fantastic. Crystal Palace, I believe they're quite close to Michy Batshuayi.
It's a done deal, I believe.
Is it done deal now? Okay, well, that's a good signing for them. I think Zaha's future is still undecided at the moment. Doesn't look great, in all honesty. I think that'd be a good start, but I do fancy Southampton to go there and get off to a win. And I'm going to go with a 2-1 Southampton win.
2-1. I'm going to go with a 2-2 here.
Okay.
I think, like we said, Southampton were flying, but it's a whole new season. And I think Palace might shock a few people. Obviously, they've got Eze, who's come in. I think.
Oh, yes, from QPR, yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see how Palace can get on. I think I'll go with a 2-2 draw. I think it's a very early game of the season. Southampton might get off to a bit of a stumble block. Palace is always a hard team to go to.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going 2-2.
Okay, 2-2. So yeah, that's the second game predicted.
So then we're going on to the 5:30 kickoff, which is Liverpool at home to Leeds United.
Okay, so just a 1-3 o'clock is it on Saturday?
I believe they're staggering it, so every game's on TV.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so Liverpool, obviously the champions, which I have to make very clear, obviously, against the Championship champions. So that's a nice little starter. Leeds look, they've got a couple of decent players who could stand out. Calvin Phillips, I actually thought, a lot of people didn't. I thought he had a good game for England, Calvin Phillips. I didn't actually watch the game in such because it was a Tuesday evening. I had a long day at work, and I'll be honest with you, I'm so happy I didn't watch the game. It was a 0-0 ball draw. But I saw snippets, and from what I saw,
he did have a good game. He was a good anchor man in the middle, but that game was crying out for a player like Phil Foden.
Foden. Oh, sorry, my connection is. Oh, I think I can't hear you, mate, at all. But in all fairness, in all seriousness as well, a player like that probably was needed. And obviously, he got up to no good with Mason Greenwood. Doesn't look good as a youngster. And obviously was dropped for that game.
At the end of the day, they're young. They're going to learn.
Yeah.
Just sidetracking a little bit to this topic because it is quite hot.
Of course.
People you got to look at it is Rooney was not perfect.
No.
Rio Ferdinand was never perfect. Lampard. No. These players who are, you'd say, England legends, all make mistakes. Don't get me wrong, they've made mistakes and they've admitted to that. But you can't rule them out and literally try and...
No, absolutely not. I think attitude is a key factor in a modern day footballer, which is very vital. But undeniable ability in terms of football ways is something that they have in abundance, and it's something that I personally didn't agree with, we talk about almost every episode. But he has got ability, and he was the kind of player we probably needed in that last 15 minutes against Denmark. It wasn't a great game at all. But back to the Liverpool Leeds prediction. I think Leeds will be okay. I think they'll survive probably quite comfortably. But then again, like we say with all of these, there's always going to be a surprise somewhere.
Oh, of course.
Liverpool haven't done really anything. They bought a left back as cover. There's been talk about Thiago, but it's been a bit quiet. Wijnaldum features unclear as well. I don't think we're going to blitz the first game. I think we'll get through it. And I think we'll get through it 2-0 to start off with.
2-0? Okay, I think we'll go with a 3-1 to Liverpool.
Okay.
I think, like you said, I don't think it'll be a blow away, but I think...
I'm just going to shut my curtain.
What I think it will be is, I think it'll be a very close game, maybe 1-1 till about the 70th minute. And then I think you're going to get them extra two. I think your experience is going to come in, and that experience, I think that's where it will be 3-1 Liverpool, I think.
Okay, so the champions Liverpool off to a win, we're both saying that.
Yes.
Okay, and next one
is, I believe it's the 8 o'clock game on Saturday. Don't quote me on these. I'm just going by what we're doing.
Is this now Saturday?
Yes, it's still on a Saturday. It's West Ham versus Newcastle, with West Ham.
West Ham versus Newcastle, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. It is. Yeah. West Ham, Newcastle. Okay. I worry for West Ham. And everyone knows I don't like West Ham.
I agree.
But I watched highlights of their game against. It was a championship. Sorry.
Bournemouth.
It was Bournemouth, and I also watched. I think they played Preston, but I think you're right. It was Bournemouth. Yes, Bournemouth.
When they lost 5-3 3, I think they lost. Or
Yeah, and I think I saw one goal where defensively they look really worried. I don't think they've signed anyone of note. Newcastle, on the other hand, Callum Wilson linked with West Ham.
Jamal Lewis.
Jamal Lewis. They've bought Jeff Hendrick on a free. They've also got who else have they got at Newcastle? They signed I believe they signed someone else quite decent. Oh, Ryan Fraser from Bournemouth as well.
Yes.
So I think Newcastle will be okay, and I also think Newcastle will go to West Ham and get a result. And I think they'll win 3-0 at West Ham.
3-0. I completely agree with you, West Ham. I think there's a bit of an uproar as well. Obviously, I don't know if you've seen with the whole Mark Noble thing. I can't remember the name of the player they sold to West Ham.
It was Grady Diangana to West Brom. Yeah, I'm glad you agree. Actually,
I believe he was on loan there last year, and obviously he wanted to come back, and out of nowhere they sold him. And there's literally.
Well, the thing is, in training, they said he's been so good.
And the uproar I've seen, obviously, Mark Noble coming out saying it's a disgrace, and to me that shows how much of a trouble the club captain.
Yeah, it's bad.
And like I said, I think it's gonna. I don't think it'll be a 3-0. I think it'll be 2-1 Newcastle. But West Ham to me are a side that may change in our predictions of where we put them. I think. Yeah,
because we had them comfortable survivors, I believe. Not comfortable, but survivors. Yeah, I really do, and obviously I'm glad you said that, because obviously I've had this thing where I've always said West Ham bad, but because you're agreeing with it, that helps. Yeah. And obviously it seems like a lack of
intent.
Declan Rice has been heavily linked with Chelsea, and is still being linked heavily with Chelsea. If they lose Declan Rice in that anchor role, I mean, they've got Thomas Soucek, they've got an aging Mark Noble.
Yeah.
I fear for West Ham.
They're in trouble.
And I am surprised they didn't go for Callum Wilson. Because I really would have thought he would have chosen West Ham above Newcastle, and I think it was Aston Villa who are fighting for him. Yeah. But I fear for West Ham, and I think Newcastle will get off to a brilliant start there.
Okay, so we now go on to Sunday. West Brom versus Leicester.
So that's the 2:00 kickoff, I believe. Yes. West Brom back in the Premier League under Slaven Bilic, against a Leicester team who probably should be in the Champions League this year. They're not. Obviously, they had a faltering into the season, didn't they, really? I mean, they just kind of slid off. It'll be a close game, and I think this is going to be a draw. I'm going to go 1-1. West Brom obviously now got Grady Diangana on a permanent deal. I believe they said a couple other signings as well, West Brom. Mateus Pereira, and they did get someone else quite recently. I'm not sure who it was. Leicester have obviously signed that Castagne from Atalanta, but they've lost Ben Chilwell, which is a big loss. But I think Leicester will be okay this season, a top 10 team, I think. But I think West Brom will get off to a draw, 1-1.
I'm going to go 2-0 Leicester.
Okay.
I just think Leicester got enough about them. You're going to see a lot more of that experience coming out of them again this year. West Brom, to me, as much as I say that, because I can't see them doing too well in the Premier League this year.
You think they'll go down?
I think they will, yeah. And I just think Leicester have enough. I think you might see a resurgence more than anything as well of Jamie Vardy coming back even a bit better, getting goals.
Yeah.
And that's why I think it'll be 2-0 Leicester.
Yeah, well, he seems a bit of a fine wine player, doesn't he, Jamie Vardy?
He just gets better and better.
Exactly, and if he has one of those seasons, Leicester will be absolutely fine. Going with 2 Leicester, did you say? Sorry.
2-0 Leicester. So we'll go on to the later game at 4:30, which is Spurs versus Everton.
Yeah, I just noticed there's 2 Monday games, isn't there, by the looks of it. I'll just quickly as well, don't want to interrupt, but that shirt does really look good on you.
Awesome.
Yeah, really good. Obviously, people who obviously listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and then I really suggest you go on YouTube for this one. I know you guys probably be hearing to this. Just go on YouTube. He looks so good. But yeah, I mean, the YouTube people can see it. Absolutely brilliant. It's a Spurs shirt as well. You can't go wrong. And Spurs Everton.
Yes.
Obviously your favourite team, so you probably go with Spurs win there. But no, in all seriousness, Spurs have signed 2 players. Well, 3.
Matt Doherty
and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg from Southampton. So stable signings, what you'd call them. But it's huge signings.
The Doherty signing I found so interesting because to me he doesn't fit the way Spurs play.
I think Doherty is a player that does really well in a back 5, doesn't he, for Wolves?
Yeah.
But the way he plays does remind me a little bit of the way Mourinho plays. So I'm a bit balanced there. because Doherty, I know he goes forward a lot, but he's actually a good defender, I think.
Mm.
And as a well, he's a lot better than Serge Aurier. I think everyone will agree with that.
Yeah,
In terms of defending wise, definitely. A lot more reliable. Like you say, yeah, maybe not the exact type, but then again, for what was it, 12 million, 15 million?
It's better cheapers.
For a 28-year-old who's still got his peak days, you'd say ahead of him.
Yeah.
I think it's not a bad signing. I think Spurs will be okay again. I'm not sure they'll make top 4. Everton, on the other hand, they've obviously got Alan, James Rodriguez, and Abdul Ducour all done the last week, I believe. And that could be
the biggest one to me for 12 million.
I thought it was 25, 12.
I saw a report today saying it was.
Well, to be honest, I heard about 12, 25 last week, so it might be 12 million.
An initial £12 million fee for a player who was the Golden Boot winner.
Yeah.
The World Cup.
Yeah.
He's not old.
Very decorated. He's a multiple winner.
Have you? I don't know if you see it, but he's got. I think I saw something about like 40 odd million followers on Instagram. It's something.
Yeah,
like,
more than like Liverpool and like big few teams.
More than Everton. You're talking about here as a massive winner that is going to bring a lot to Everton off the pitch.
I think what you just said there is spot on. I think off the pitch could be very good. However, on the pitch, I don't know why, but I've always had this. As soon as Everton were linked with him and he got quite close, I really think of him as Mesut Ozil, and I don't think of him as a good Mesut Ozil. I think about him about the last 2 years, Mesut Ozil. I know that could be a massive look. I'm kind of. I guess I'm
not expecting him to come here and absolutely walk the Premier League.
Yeah.
But there's no denying he has the ability to be a very good player for Everton.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Absolutely no doubt.
Obviously, bringing in Doucouré as well, that is experienced, one of Watford's best players, and shined last year in a league where they went down. And obviously, Alan coming in from Napoli,
Alan is a fantastic signing.
Who Ancelotti knows very well.
Yeah.
I think, to me, I'm going to predict, I think it'll be a 1-1 game. I think it'll be a draw.
I think, I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for 2-2 instead. I think there were goals in. I don't expect all of those Everton signings to start because you wouldn't chuck in 3 new signings in the midfield. Well, you just would. That's suicide. But I'm going to go 2-2. I think there'll be a good, entertaining game, that one.
Okay, so we've got 2 games to go. So we'll go with the Monday game, the earlier one, which is 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sheffield United versus Wolves.
Yeah, very weird time, but again, obviously, due to it being live, and I guess outside the working hours kind of thing. Yeah. So we can all kind of watch it, I guess. Sheffield United and Wolves had fantastic season last season. And that's a massive congratulations to them. But I don't think both of them will be as good. I actually think both of them will drop off a couple of places. Okay. I think Sheffield United may struggle a bit more, maybe the top 12, and Wolves might be a top 8, top 10. Yeah. And I think this game has got a draw written all over it. It's got a draw written all over it, but I just want to tilt towards Sheffield United, and I'm gonna. So I'm going to say 1-0 Sheffield United.
Okay. Obviously, Sheffield United brought in some good sides. Ethan Ampadu from Chelsea.
Yes, and a couple of Championship boys as well who look decent. Yeah.
Ampadu is a player I like a lot. Obviously, I think
a FIFA player.
You've watched a lot of our episodes. We like career mode.
Yeah.
Career mode legend there as well, I think. But then Wolves, obviously, breaking the Portuguese transfer record to bring in Fabio Silva, I believe his name.
Yeah, 40 odd million.
He's a bit of an, if you play Football Manager, he is a legend on that game.
Okay.
A lot of money though for a player who I wouldn't say has played a lot of games.
Well, I actually, funnily enough, work with a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan, a vivid Wolverhampton Wanderers fan, and he was telling me about him, and I asked him, "What's the fuss?" And he said, "Well, he's played total his minutes. He's played 4 games, and he scored 1 goal." Then I said to him, "Okay, well, that's not very impressive." But then he said, "Last 3 years as under 20, under 21, under 19 player of the year for Portugal was him every year, and for the under 21, under 19s, under 20s, he's been absolutely ripping it apart."
There's no denying that, but you look at the amount of players at under 19 and 20 level who are good, but can't cut it at the top level. Not saying nothing, but I just think that's a very big risk.
It's a massive. It feels to me.
To me, they don't need a striker.
No. I think it's more of an investment, personally.
Yeah.
And obviously, because you're a young guy as well. But what do you reckon of that score?
2-1 Wolves.
Oh, you think they'll win there then?
I think Wolves will have a good season.
Yeah.
Sheffield United, I think, will drop off a little bit. But
Yeah, they will. They will not be the same. Well, I don't expect them to be the same
no.
team.
And then the last game of the predictions, we've got Brighton at home to Chelsea.
Yeah, so just before we obviously conclude, as that's the final game, you probably noticed that the Manchester teams are not involved.
Yes.
That was obviously announced because of them being in the European competition at the end of last season, which only finished up 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They get an extra week off, so I believe they come back for match day 2.
That's day 2.
So we'll add them in our predictions for match day 2. I think the game week 2 actually does start quite, I think in midweek or something like that. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure when it is, but we'll clarify that anyway. But yeah, so
I think you'll see a lot of the cases. A lot of these predictions are done on Instagram. So if you haven't got us on Instagram, hit us up there because that's where a lot of our Instagram lives are done, where we have general chat and we normally do.
Yeah.
Thought we'd kick this episode off with some predictions. But yeah, last game, Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton, Chelsea. Brighton have obviously signed, notably, they've got Joel Veltman from Ajax for 900,000 pennies for an experienced player. Adam Lallana on a free transfer, and that looks like a very astute signing. Very experienced Premier League winner now. I think he'll play a lot. But then Chelsea, I don't think we need to go into what Chelsea have done. Every single player available. Yeah, and I think Chelsea will get off to a win.
I don't know if you saw today, before I don't know, it might sway your prediction maybe, is he's already announced that Hakim Ziyech, Thiago Silva, and one of the other new boys will not be playing.
Hakim Ziyech, I heard, isn't. I know Thiago Silva is not back until like today training. And I think, was it Ben Chilwell, I think it is, isn't it?
Yes.
Ben Chilwell, yeah. So Timo Werner expected to lead the line. I actually think, in fact, I have changed my decision now. I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay.
So I believe they drew 1-1 in pre-season as well.
Yes.
Yes, they did. So I'm going to replicate that score and go with 1-1.
I'm going to go 3-0 Chelsea.
Okay. So still an emphatic win then.
Yes, I think there's no denying. I think Chelsea are going to come out the gates.
That'll be the ambition.
Even without them, like they've still got a good enough side. To me, it's a title challenge inside their building now.
100%, no doubt about that.
And I think they'll fly the gate. I don't know if Werner will hit off the ground running, but I expect him to.
Mm-hmm.
He's an unreal player, and to me, he'll be up there with Golden Boot this season.
You reckon straight in first season he will? I think he will. In fact, I actually think he'd get 15 to 20 at least. And if you get anything more than 20, then you're always within a shout of winning.
Yeah.
The only reason I've gone with a draw though is that I really have high hopes for Brighton this season. And there's something about them. I feel like they're gonna have a good season.
Yeah.
Maybe not our top 16, but they could finish 7th. They could finish 8th. I really think that's possible. Just quickly as well, I want to say as well, fantasy team. I will let Charles go on those details. Do you want to just get the pin up as well while I just speak about that a little bit?
So
obviously we are from Saturday 12:30 is
on here. Is his fantasy hub
cut off.
Just type in fantasy hub, comes up on the app. I'll pin the mini league. I'll bring it up for you guys.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. So that's the pin. You can probably see it there. Obviously, those that can't see it, I'll just say it as well. The pin is 156457. So that's to join our league. Obviously, cut off is 12:30 on Saturday, which is the first game. After that, you can't make unlimited subs. You literally have, I think it's 2 or 3 you get a week.
I believe it's 3 a week. You can schedule them. It's quite. It's a very good one.
Nice app, yeah.
You can schedule.
And sometimes bonus weeks you get 4 sometimes.
Yeah.
But like I say, so if you want to join it, go ahead. Sorry, what you saying?
There's 19 of you in there so far. So
yeah.
Make the most of it. Like I'm saying, I think it's just a way of our guests giving them back. If you win, there's 50 quid for free right there. It's a nice incentive for you guys just to have a bit of banter, take part in that. So
yeah, exactly. And like I say, you've obviously only got really, because ideally you really want to join. I'll just see my brother's team name, Andres Imranesta. It's absolutely terrible.
To be fair, there is some good names in here.
There is some good. One's just called Liverpool. I don't know who you are, but that's great, I guess. Me and Charlie are obviously ACSC and then our name.
Yes.
But there's some nice one. There's some. I mean, we've got Giroud awakening, corner taken quickly. I'm a big fan of that one. Big fan of that one.
You got too much.
Liverpool fans though.
Yeah. My name. Finding Timo. That's quite a good one.
Red Star Fourth. But yeah, some of those are really nice.
Yes. Hit us up on there. It's a good thing to say. And obviously, I think we'll just announce it. Obviously, this episode will be coming out on a Saturday. You will see it by then if you're still watching. But going forward, we've sort of made a decision between us that those coming out on Saturday, just due to the fact, like Adil said at the start of the episode, both of us now back to work 9 till 5. It gets a lot harder to try and fit these episodes in and record. So it gives us a bit more time during the week just to sit down, get them recording, and it gives us a chance to edit them. So we still want to keep consistent content for you guys. That's why we're making the decision to make it on a Saturday. Because, like we said, this is a hobby for us. We don't want this to just stop. Thank you.
Absolutely not.
If you saw, we hit 800 Instagram followers.
We did.
Massive. And that means the world to both of us. 200 off 1,000 followers now, where we'll announce another giveaway. Amy, who won the last one, has got her shirt ordered now. She went for the Oxford United away shirt.
Brilliant.
It's quite a nice shirt, to be fair. It's like an orangey.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so there you go. That's a sign of things. We want to give back to you guys for your support.
And just from me as well, quickly as well, like I say, 800 over 5-6 months. I think we started in March, so 5-6 months. 800 followers. It's like over 100 followers a month. That's what's that? At least 25 a week, if my maths correct, which I think it is. Which is good because that's at least it's more than two or three a day, and that's at least 3 followers a day. And that's really good. And we, like Charles said there as well, we're just so close to 1,000 as well. We appreciate it so much. I think just nicely as well, I think right at the end, let's just finish off of who we think is going to be the Golden Boot winner this season. I don't think we've actually predicted that at all in any of our coming up ones.
I want to say, I think it'll be Aubameyang. I think if there's any hope of us doing well this year, he's going to be the front man to it. And I just think he's won it. Obviously, he won it with you guys when it was Salah and Mane. He was 1 goal off, I believe, this year. So I think he will get it outright this season.
I'm going to stick with a player from our team as well. I'm going to go with Mo Salah. I think, again, a little bit underappreciated. I mean, obviously, last season, he was a little bit off. But the 2 years before that, he was Golden Boot winner and then joint. And I feel like he'll come back this season with a point to prove. He hasn't actually looked amazing in pre-season, but players like that sometimes. Sorry?
Changed the hair.
Yes, in fact, he has. He's gone short, hasn't he?
That's the problem.
Hopefully, that'll grow back, and he'll be fine again. But I do think Mo Salah will win the Golden Boot this season.
Good. So I think that rounds off this episode. Obviously, a nice half-hour episode for you guys. But obviously, this has been episode 22. Episode 23 will be out the following Saturday. And obviously, hit us up on Instagram and look out because we'll have posts coming out because it's the first weekend back. But for this week, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.